So you talked to me a little bit about the content part of your website and how that sort of began, but I'm wondering, did you have a mentor, somebody that you worked with, to figure out the monetization portion and how ultimately you would make money off of this in your business plan?
Yeah, definitely. My dad, towards the beginning, was the one who kind of came up with the idea with me, which is funny because my dad knows nothing about fashion, but is just a very creative business thinker. And when I graduated college and couldn't find a job in fashion like I had hoped for, we kind of started talking about ideas. And he said one thing, and then I was like, no, maybe it would be more like this. And we fine-tuned the idea. I actually came out with the Walmart idea. And he's like, that's all great, but how are you going to make money, right? Because that's, as a creative person, which I find myself to be more, well, maybe less and less as the business grows. But that wasn't necessarily, the first thought wasn't, how am I going to make money? But he made me think about that very early on. And so we looked at kind of case studies of what blogs had successfully been able to monetize. Obviously, Huffington Post. This was already in 2008 is when I came, even though I started in 2010. I came up with the idea 2 years before, and it just took me 2 years to finally do it. But we, at the time, I mean, there weren't that many examples of blogs that had successfully been able to monetize and create businesses. And he's like, well, you want to do this, you have to do your research and do your due diligence and create a business plan. We started just like really brainstorming. I like literally have this notebook of just ideas we were jotting down, like, and what the order of it would be and how it would work and all the different ways I could make money. Well, I could make money through traditional ads. We all know that. I mean, that's what Huffington Post does. You could make money through, getting the brand, whether it was Walmart or whoever it was, to hire me as their fashion ambassador. That was one way. So we just went through all the different ways and then kind of pieced together what seemed like it was likely to come first and what would be the natural next step. It actually went a little bit out of order. Like normally the product line for a business like mine comes out at the very end. You know, you'd see somebody who's on TV first, and then maybe they have a book, and then everybody trusts them, so then they come out with the product line. And mine came a little bit out of order. But it also, all this was happening at a time when this idea of kind of lifestyle brands and personalities and building platforms through personalities on TV and online was really a new thing. And now we're seeing so many agencies and I guess agencies focusing just departments on this. And I think the real idea is that people want somebody they can really relate to as their ambassador, and not even in the way we think ambassador, but just the voice of whatever industry they're speaking on behalf of. So instead of kind of the way it used to be, where it was about somebody more credible than me, like a higher than us figure, right. Like a Marilyn Monroe or somebody who's out of touch, being the face of a brand. Now we want somebody we can really relate to, and so that's why blogging is the perfect platform to start something like that, because from the beginning, I was very honest with my readers. I'm not, I didn't go to FIT, I didn't go to Parsons, I was just a couple years out of college, but going to these stores and touching the clothes and feeling them and working with real women, I was able to figure out how to make somebody look fabulous with these clothes, and I think anybody can do it, and there's something relatable about that message in the stores that I'm using, and so it was capitalizing on what was happening in kind of or the shift in celebrity and what we're now more drawn to rather than before.
Was there ever a moment during the inception, during the middle time, last week, that you were like, what the hell am I doing?
All the time. All the time. I'm not going to sit here and say it's all, daisies and sunshine. I mean, there's dark moments often for me where I wake up and I'm like, I don't want to do this. I'm done. And that's when it's really important to have a mentor. I mean, I recently had a conversation with my dad about a month ago where I was like, I can't do this. It's too stressful for me. I just don't want this kind of life for myself. I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack. And he's like, I don't want that for you either. Do you want to do something else? Like, he actually, after all of this, could even say that to me without slapping me across the face. Telling me to get a grip was shocking, but I needed to say it because I needed to know it was that just sometimes it's not okay that I'm so stressed, and that it really feels sometimes even unsafe with how hard I work and the place that I can put myself sometimes of no sleep and too much coffee and cigarettes, and it can get ugly and scary, and I'm not, sipping pressed juice, doing yoga every day, and my cheese not in line. Like I'm just not that kind of person. So there is a lot of ups and downs. And I was saying before, I feel like a lot of people don't talk about that as an entrepreneur, but just that struggle with yourself constantly. But at the end of the day, I'm still here and I'm still doing it. And even in my darkest places, I would say that I'm living my dream as far as my career, doing what I want to do. And I know, nobody wants to talk about gender and how it's different for a woman from a man, but I do want to have kids and have a family and be in love and experience that part of myself as a woman. And it's hard to be tough and, be paying employees and being on everyone's ass, making sure everybody's working, everything's getting done, and also be that soft person that I am, just naturally, not because I'm a woman, but that is who I am too. So yeah, I'm gonna have to learn how to have that balance if I truly want. I think that's what all female entrepreneurs are trying to figure out, if that's possible, if you can have it all.